Presented by listenheadlines.com. Latest world news from trusted sources. Wall Street Journal World News. July 5. 4:27 America New York, casino slumps as rescue bids disappoint. Casino stock fell almost 30% after it said two offers it received to shore up its capital base would cause losses for existing shareholders.
Washington Post World.
July 5. 4:19 America New York, Ukraine live briefing. Swedish leader in D.C. to talk NATO. Kyiv, Moscow trade false flag claims on nuclear plant. Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson and President Biden are set to discuss support for Ukraine and Sweden's bid to join NATO during the White House visit.
BBC News World.
July 5. 4:17 America New York, Colombia. Country's last active guerrilla group ELN agrees truce. Fighting between the National Liberation Army, ELN, and the government is due to end on Thursday. Mirror World News.
July 5. 3:49 America New York, tourist, 20, dies floating in pool after lungs flooded with blood in freak episode. The 20-year-old Irish tourist was found with blood-flooded lungs in a swimming pool at a hotel in Leganes, Zakynthos, where he had been enjoying a holiday with pals on July 2.
Wall Street Journal World News.
July 5. 3:45 America New York. Oil prices range bound amid macro headwinds. Oil held firm in Europe, with CBA highlighting the recent pattern of OPEC plus output cuts that lift prices and macro headwinds that weigh, adding that these headwinds are unlikely to relent as higher interest rates weigh on global growth.
New York Times World News.
July 5. 3:42 America New York, rabbi's brush with danger in Ukraine went viral. A video put a fresh spotlight on the chief rabbi of Ukraine, whose renown predates his humanitarian efforts since Russia's full-scale invasion. Rabbi Moshe Reuven Azman, the chief rabbi of Ukraine, poses for a portrait in his office at the Brodsky Synagogue in Kyiv last month.
Wall Street Journal World News.
July 5. 3:37 America New York. Metal prices slip as demand struggles on global economic weakness. Base metals prices fell, while gold was flat in early London trade, as demand continues to remain subdued, particularly in China.
Washington Post World.
July 5. 3:33 America New York, hate packing clothes for vacation? Japan-bound travelers may not have to. Japan Airlines' new clothing rental program aims to cut carbon emissions and appeal to passengers who have become accustomed to the sharing economy.
Mirror World News. July 5. 3:10 America New York. Brit dies in paragliding accident in Portugal as locals see him crash to ground. The British man came crashing down while paragliding over a beauty spot called Vale Balm in the Portuguese municipality of Cadavil just north of the capital, Lisbon.
New York Times World News.
July 5. 2:44 America New York, that North Korean rocket that set off panic in Seoul? It was a dud. After analyzing debris from the North's recently failed rocket launch, South Korea concluded that the isolated country's satellite technology was useless. Parts of the North Korean rocket salvaged by South Korea's military were displayed last month in Pyeongtaek, South Korea.
New York Times World News.
July 5. 2:00 America New York. Israel pulls out of Jenin in West Bank. The major military incursion into the Palestinian city of Jenin left at least 12 Palestinians and one Israeli soldier dead, while an assault on civilians in Tel Aviv wounded at least 8. Washington Post World.
July 5. 1:49 America New York. What does the Barbie movie have to do with the South China Sea dispute? Vietnam banned screenings of the upcoming Barbie film over a map that appears to depict Beijing's disputed 9-line claim in the South China Sea.
BBC News World.
July 5. 1:48 America New York, Odisha train accident, 50 bodies unclaimed weeks after India crash. At least 52 bodies remain unclaimed a month after India's deadliest train accident this century.
BBC News World.
July 5. 1:17 America New York, Fukushima, anxiety and anger over Japan's nuclear wastewater plan. Japan wants to release Fukushima's wastewater into the ocean, and a lot of people are not happy.